welcome to the Straightforward Connection with Tommy. This video is on your indie Fed results and all through the world. New Japan Pro Wrestling results from June 21st. From Dominion pay-per-view, Osaka, Japan, at the Osaka Prefectural Gymnasium, recapped by Jason Namako, also sent in the results from WrestleView.com. Highlights of the big moments from the first 6 months of 2014 from New Japan Pro Wrestling. To see the video highlights, the big matches on tonight's pay-per-view. IWGP Junior Tag Team title was on the line. The Time Splitters of Alex Shelley and Kushida versus the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson, formerly of three of these guys, formerly of TNA. Matt throws a jacket at Kushida before the bell even rings in. Nick and Kushida start off the match. Nick back Kushida in the ropes and crotch shots him. Nick works over Kushida's arm, but Kushida reverses out. Nick uses agility to regain control, snapmare into a key lock. Kushida takes down Nick and works over his leg. Nick with another snapmare, but Kushida quickly regains control. Side headlock, a series of evasions. Then Kushida with an arm drag, but Nick avoided a second one. Nick stomped away at Kushida. Matt tags in. Kushida fights out of the Bucks corner and sends Matt into a hot shot by Shelley. Roll up by Kushida for a near fall. Time Splitters begin making frequent tags, working over Matt's arm. Matt comes back with a throat thrust, but Shelley with a hip toss on both Bucks. Savate kick to the ribs and a running drop kick to Matt. Matt breaks Shelley's eyes to break that up, and then takes a shot at Kushida. Matt avoids a super kick and crotch shots Shelley before heading to the outside. But Matt is met with a seated senton by Kushida off the apron, wiping him out. Shelley with an overhand chop to Nick in the ring. Gut shot, running knee lift, combo by the Time Splitters on Nick. Stereo slingshot launches by the Time Splitters. That wipes out the Bucks. Kushida runs into a boot by Matt in the corner. Kushida rolls through with a sunset flip attempt. Then Shelley with a double stomp off the top to Matt. Nick with a forearm to both Time Splitters on the apron. But they avoid a springboard and hit stereo kicks on Nick. Big chop by Shelley to Matt, followed by a knee to the ribs and a back club. Spinebuster slam. Then Shelley locks in a half crab. Nick comes in and hits some right hands on Shelley to try and break that up. But Shelley won't release the hold. Nick finally forces him to release, but Shelley hits a big knee to the ribs on Nick. Matt avoids the charge, and the Bucks hit backflip scissor dropkick combo, knocking Shelley off the apron. Then Nick works over on Shelley's injured arm outside. While Matt sends Kushida into the barricade, back in, Matt works on Shelley's injured arm while talking trash. Hammerlock applied. Crowd wheels on Shelley, and Shelley fights out. But Nick trips him up and Matt with a sliding drop kick. Matt stomps away at Shelley. Nick's in, and the Bucks with a double back elbow and a gut bunch of flipping Nick breaker combo. But Kushida broke the pin attempt, and Nick stomps away at Shelley's injured arm while talking more trash. Another crotch shot by Nick. But Shelley fought out of it. Then with a windmill kick to Shelley's injured arm for a near fall, Nick drives Shelley's arm across his own shoulder, then goes shoulder to shoulder multiple times. Armbar applied. Crowd then chants for Shelley again. Shelley fights back and avoids the charge, sending Nick to the mat. Nick into his brother, knocking Matt off the apron. Nick was sent to the outside, but Matt stops Shelley from tagging in Kushida. Matt spits at Kushida, but then runs into a big boot by Shelley. Shelley leaps over Matt and goes to attack Kushida, but Nick pulls Kushida off the apron before he could do so. Matt with a spear to Shelley, then the Bucks with a springboard splash standing moonsault combo on Shelley for a near fall. Nick runs into a boot by Shelley. Matt sent to the apron. Bucks go for a double kick combo, but Shelley ducks. And Nick knees his own brother in the face. Kushida is in now for the tag. Springboard chop to Nick. Back elbow, a flying forearm to Nick. then a back flick kick to the apron, then an insecurity to Matt, springboard drop kick to Matt, sends him outside. Kushida sets the dive, but Nick trips him up. Kushida avoids the Matt charge as Matt knocks Nick off the apron accidentally. Insecurity on the front backbreaker to Matt. Kushida hits a top moonsault for a near fall. Ground then chest for Kushida. Matt avoids a head kick and sends him right into a Nick super kick. Shelley avoids an apron moonsault by Nick and wipes him out with a flying knee. Matt with a drop kick through the ropes on Shelley. But as Matt skins the cat back in, Kushida nails him with a sliding drop kick, sending Matt back to the outside. Shelley holds the Bucks as Kushida heads up top. Flip dive wipes out the Bucks. Back in, Shelley lifts up Matt and the time splitter hits Doomsday missile drop kick. But Nick breaks up the pin. Nick stomps away at the time splitters, and then they hit an inverted atomic drop kick combo, and then a camel clutch cartwheel drop kick combo on Nick. Sandwich knee strikes in the corner on Matt, followed by a Shiranui powerbomb combo from off the metal rope, but Nick breaks up the pin, knocking him off the apron, but Matt nails Kushida from behind. Handsprings elbow to Matt, but Matt stops the tilt the world DDT attempt. 6-second abs by the Bucks on Kushida. Shelley breaks up the pin. Shelley got sent to the outside. Nick whips him out with a running apron kick. Buckle bomb Mitsugi combo by the Bucks. Then an assisted draping 450 splash by Nick. But Kushida kicks out at 2. Bucks go for more bang for your buck. But Kushida avoids Nick's 450 splash and crotches Matt on the ropes, placing him in the tree of woe. Shelley with an overhead belly on Nick that sends him into Matt in the corner. Kushida will tilt the world into a hoverboard lock, which is nothing but a Chimera lock on Nick, and Shelley wipes out Matt with a top suicide dive on the outside. Nick tries to roll out of the hole, but Kushida keeps the hold applied, and Nick taps. And you got new champions. Time splitter. IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions. Time splitters by submission. By the hoverboard lock, I would call it. The time splitters celebrate their title afterwards. Bad Boy Tamatonga versus the Stardust Genius of Tetsuya Naito. Tonga attacked Naito before the bell. Series of gut shots in the corner. Then Tonga chokes Naito. Tonga stomps away at Naito in the corner. Naito goes up and over. Tonga misses the clothesline, and Naito with a Rana. Naito goes for the slingshot drop kick in the corner, but Tonga catches him and hits a spinning flapjack, sending Naito out to the outside. Tonga goes after him and hits a series of back clubs, more gut shots, followed by a right hand, elbow to the back of the head. But Naito sends Tonga into the barricade. Tonga catches Naito and hits a spinning flapjack, hot-shotting Nato's throat first across the barricade. Tonga gets back in, and Naito is able to get back in by the ref's 18 count for the 20 count. Very similar to the 20 count in World Class Championship Wrestling. Tonga with a leaping leg drop for a near fall. Tonga chokes Naito, followed by a series of knees to the ribs, series of shoulders to the ribs, and stomps by Tonga in the corner. Snapmare to the chin lock by Tonga. Crowd is on for cheering for Naito as Naito fights back. Or Naito, I guess pronounce it in Japan. But Tonga gets a headbutt. Naito avoids a charge, then catches Tonga's boots and hits a draping neck breaker, and Naito with a hip toss and a sliding drop kick snapmare, followed by a running senton. Naito fires up, running drop kick in the corner, followed by a slingshot drop kick. Naito mocks Tonga's crawl across the ring, but Tonga blocks a German attempt. Tonga slips out of a tornado DDT, hits a back suplex. Tonga with a avalanche in the corner, and then does a sprawl around the ring. Big splash for a near fall. Naito slips out of a reverse DDT, but Tonga hits a roll of the dice for the near fall. Naito blocks a butterfly attempt and hits an insecurity, followed by a release German, stacking Tonga on his head. Naito with a flying forearm, followed by a slam. Naito heads up to top ropes. Stardust press for the win. So, Stardust genius. Naito with my pinfall. Haruki, Goto, and the Mad Dog Katsuyori Shibata versus Blue Justice Tag Team of Yuji Nagata and Tomoki Hanma. Hanma gets right into Shibata's face before the bell, and Hanma nails a clothesline to Shibata, and then a forearm to go to early on. Big chops to Shibata by Hanma, followed by a series of stomps, double sledge to the back, then another chop, more stomps by Hanma. But Shibata fights out of the corner in all three exchange strikes, with Hanma and Nagata taking advantage, and Nagata raining down forearms on Shibata in the corner, snapmare and a back kick by Nagata. Hanma tags in, double sledge to the back of Shibata. A slam for a near fall. Shibata breaks Hanma's grip and hits a huge headbutt, dropping Hanma to the ground. Goto tags in, stomps away at Hanma. Goto with a series of forearms and stomps to the corner, then chokes him with a big boot. Snapmare and a back kick. Nagata knocked off the apron. Nagata has to be held back by the ref. Half crab applied by Goto on Hanma. Hanma gets the rope. Shibata's in now. Series of uppercuts and stops Hanma in the corner. Shibata chokes Hanma with his boot, but Hanma gets to his feet. Shibata with a big forearm and rakes his knee against Hanma's face. Snapmare, but Shibata with a running kick that knocks Nagata off the apron. Series of overhand slaps by Shibata on Hanma. Hanma catches a kick, but Shibata with another series of open hand slaps. Hanma fires back with some slaps of his own, but Shibata with a big slap. Shibata off the ropes, but Hanma catches him with a big lariat. Nagata tags in, series of chest kicks to Shibata in the corner. Shibata gets some big forearms, and then they go back and forth with all forearms, with Shibata gaining the advantage, raining down more forearms on Nagata in the corner. Shibata goes to the head in the corner, but Nagata follows him in with a running boot. Another strike exchange, but Nagata this time has the advantage. Nagata hits an exploder, but Shibata pops right up and hits a backdrop driver. Goto in series of chest kicks to Nagata. Nagata takes down Goto and applies the Fujiwara armbar with the eyes rolling back in his head. Undertaker style. Shibata breaks it up, but Hanma with a shot to Shibata. Hanma tags in, a series of chops to Goto, running forearm in the corner, followed by a bulldog. Running falling headbutt by Hanma, followed by a running back elbow. Nagata with a running boot in the corner on Goto, followed by an exploder. Hanma heads up top and hits a blockbuster, but Shibata breaks up the pin. Nagata sends Shibata outside. Hanma with a slam on Goto, falls for the diving headbutt. Hanma heads up top, but Goto avoids the diving headbutt. And Goto nails a spinning heel kick in the corner, but Hanma blocks a backdrop driver. Strike exchange with Hanma gaining advantage, but Goto with a big headbutt and a PK. Nagata breaks up the pin. Shibata sends Nagata to the outside and goes after him. Hanma slips out of a slam, but Goto blocks a German suplex. No one goes down off of 3 stereo clothesline attempts by Hanma and Goto. Then Goto catches Hanma and hits a fireman's carry neckbreaker. Goto goes for the shouting tie, but Hanma counters with an inside cradle for a near fall. Shibata and Nagata brawl into the crowd as Goto nails Hanma with a big clothesline. Goto hits a Yura Ushikoroshi, which is a torture rack into a shoulder breaker on Hanma for the win. Afterwards, Shibata and Nagata continue to brawl all the way up to the back into the corridor of the building, and the ring. Goto celebrates his team's win. Next up, we get the NWA Tag Team titles on the line. The Killer Elite Squad of American Psycho, Lance Archer, and the Canadian Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith Jr., David Hart Smith, formerly of WWE, also formerly of WWE. With Taka in the corner versus Tenkozi, that's Satoshi Kojima and Hiroyoshi Tenzin. KES attacked the champs before in the bell. No one goes out off of a shoulder tackle between Smith and Tenzin. Tenzin with a shoulder tackle to Smith. Series of Mongolian chops by Tenzin. But Smith with a forearm. Smith is off, coming off the ropes. But Tenzin hits a spinning heel kick. Archer and Kojima tag in. Kojima with a side headlock, but no one goes down off of a shoulder tackle. Archer runs into a boot and a forearm. Tenzin and Kojima trade strikes on Archer, knocking him down. Slingshot elbow drop, falling headbutt combo by the champ on Archer. Smith was knocked off the apron by Kojima. Kojima hits the rapid fire chops on Archer, then knocks Taco off the apron. But the distraction allows Archer to hit Kojima with a black hole slam. Archer with a series of short arm clotheslines on Kojima. And then David Hart Smith is in. Double shoulder tackle and a leg drop splash combo by KES for a near fall. Crowd is cheering for Kojima. Kojima fights back. But Smith gets a series of knees to the ribs. Suplex by Smith. Tenzin breaks up the pin. Smith sends Tenzin to the outside. Camel clutch applied by David Hart Smith. Then he removes Kojima's nasal strip. Archer tags in. Avalanche with Kojima. Archer nails a delayed suplex on Kojima. Tenzin breaks up the pin attempt. Archer sends Tenzin to the outside. Back club to Kojima. Smith tags in. Smith with a kick to the groin of Kojima. Russia's leg sweep and a leg drop by Smith for a near fall. Crowd is cheering on Kojima again. With a big slam by Smith. Archer tags in. Kojima avoids a corner charge. Then hits a big forearm. Tenzin tags in, but Archer blocks a Mongolian chop. Tenzin with a headbutt. Avoids a corner charge and hits corner clothesline. Series of headbutts and stomps in the corner. Tenzin with a shot to Smith on the apron, then heads up top and hits a falling knee drop to the back of Archer's head for a 1 count. Mongolian chop. Then Tenzin blocks an Archer goozle. Archer comes back in with a big boot. Then knocks Kojima off the apron. Archer with a slam on Tenzin. Heads up top, Archer with a moonsault for a near fall. Archer gets in the ref's face. Then mocks Tenzin with his own Mongolian chop. Archer rapid fire chop on Smith. Archer off the ropes, but Tenzin catches him with a mountain bomb. Kojima tagged in. But Smith with a running knee. Kojima avoids a corner charge and hits the rapid fire chops on Smith. Running forearm in the corner. Then Kojima hits up top. Top rope elbow drop by Kojima for a near fall. Strike exchange. With Kojima gaining advantage. Rolling elbow by Kojima. But Smith catches him with a power slam for a near fall. Kojima slips out with a suplex and hits the DDT. Archer knocks off the apron. Then Kojima with an ace crusher on Smith. Off comes the elbow pad, but Kojima runs into a boot. Smith blocks the lariat with a boot. Then Kez with a heart attack variation on Kojima for a near fall. Tenzin knocked off the apron. Then Kez calls for the killer bomb. Kojima fights back, but Archer catches him. Tenzin stops the killer bomb and sends Archer to the outside. Chin Cozy with a 3D on Smith, but Archer broke up the pin. Archer with a choke slam on Tenzin, but Kojima clotheslined Archer back to the outside. Smith with a tiger bomb on Kojima for a near fall. Then Kez again calls for the killer bomb and nails it on Kojima. But Tenzin breaks up the pin. Smith calls for the bulldog bomb, but Kojima slips out. Smith with knees to the ribs, but Kojima catches him with a lariat. Another lariat by Kojima. And nails him for the win. 1-3 count. Off the lariat. And they celebrate after the win and the title retained. Then we get video highlights of the 2014 Best of the Super Junior tournament. That's all Ricochet win. and earn a IWGP Junior title shot on tonight's show. And that matches up next. IWGP Junior title, the future of flight. Ricochet versus the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi. The two shake hands. As the bell sounds, Ricochet with a leg kick early on. Ibushi with a leg kick of his own. Ricochet with a gut kick, a side headlock. But nobody goes down, goes even. Ibushi gets a shoulder tackle, but Ricochet kips up. Ricochet shows off his agility with a series of evasions. Ibushi rolls through a sunset flip. Ricochet avoids a head kick and a standing moonsault. Ibushi avoids a heliocentricity. That's a standing shooting star. But Ricochet lands on his feet. As Ibushi goes to the outside, Ricochet motioning that he almost had him. Ricochet with a kick to Ibushi as he gets back in. Ibushi misses a clothesline. And Ricochet with a rick-rack, zigzag. And then the heliocentricity for a near fall. Ricochet with an uppercut followed by a running uppercut in the corner and a kick to the back for a near fall. Tequila Sunrise applied by Ricochet. Ibushi gets to the ropes, a series of chest kicks by Ricochet, followed by a chop. Ibushi fights back with Ricochet with more chest kicks in the corner. Statman and a basement uppercut to the back of Ibushi's head for a near fall. More chest kicks by Ricochet, but it begins to fire up Ibushi instead. Another uppercut by Ricochet, but Ibushi blocks an Irish whip. Ricochet with a knee to the ribs. Then catches Ibushi with a boot. Ibushi avoids the charge, heads up top, and hits a missile drop kick, sending Ricochet to the outside. Ibushi runs to the top, wipes out Ricochet with a moonsault press on the outside. Back inside the exchange strikes, with Ibushi hitting a series of rapid-fire strikes, ending with a leg sweep and a standing corkscrew moonsault for a near fall. Ricochet blocks a clothesline with his boot. Then he hits a running shoulder in the corner and a kick to the back. Ricochet with a springboard drop kick that sends Ibushi to the outside. Ricochet with a head of steam and leaps over the corner post, wiping out Ibushi with a flip dive. Back inside, Ricochet with a springboard crossbody for a near fall. Ricochet goes with a go to sleep to the ribs for a near fall. Ricochet heads up top, but Ibushi stops him. Ibushi goes up with Ricochet, but Ricochet blocks a top rope superplex and knocks Ibushi down to the apron. Ibushi fights back, but goes for a springboard super Rana, but Ricochet flips up onto his feet. My God, Ricochet with a windmill kick and a Northern Lights brainbuster combo, but Ibushi kicked out. Ricochet calls for the Venom Driller, but Ibushi slips out. Both go for head kicks. Twice, and both hit each other at the same time, twice. Ricochet blocked the third, hits a spinning back kick of his own, then a standing curb stomp and a rolling elbow. Ibushi blocks the Venom Driller and turns Ricochet inside out with a lariat. Golden Star Bomb by Ibushi, but Ricochet kicks out. Ibushi heads up top again, but Ricochet avoids a Phoenix Splash. Springboard shooting star by Ricochet, but Ibushi kicks out. Ibushi again avoids the Venom Driller, but Ricochet drills him with a spin kick. And Ricochet goes for the Venom Driller again, but Ibushi counters with a Rana for a near fall. Then Ibushi nails him with a head kick, and then the Phoenix Plex, which is a bridging package alley-oop bomb for the win. Winner is still IWGP Junior Champion, the Golden Star Kota Ibushi. Ibushi celebrates his title retention afterwards, then Ricochet presents him with a junior title. The two embrace and raise each other's hands in a sign of mutual respect. Then they have intermission. Full details on the 2014 New Japan G1 Climax are then announced, and you can read them. You can check them out on the previous video for the Indie Fed. Back for the intermission, we say a video package on the tag match between Toru Yano and Kazushi Sakuruba against Takashi Iizuka and Minoru Suzuki, and that match was up next. Sakuruba and Suzuki starts off, sounds like a motorcycle. Sakuruba takes Suzuki down. Zoom, Suzuki. Then goes to the side guard. Suzuki gets to his feet and backs into the ropes. Sakuraba takes Suzuki down and they trade the advantage on the mat. They get to their feet. Suzuki backs Sakuraba into the ropes. Yano is in as Sakuraba. And Suzuki go nose to nose. Suzuki tags Suzuki in. Izuka chokes Yano in the corner. Yano with a drop toe hold, sending Izuka into the ropes. Yano has words with Sakuraba, allowing Izuka to nail Yano from behind. Yano with irate. Then Suzuki gets a shot in from the apron and grabs Yano in a hanging arm triangle in the ropes. Izuka with a shot to the Sakuraba, and then Yano sends Izuka into the barricade. Suzuki with a chair shot to the back of Sakuraba. Then they begin brawling towards the entranceway as Yano and Izuka brawl in the crowd, with Izuka choking Yano with a chair. Izuka then chokes Yano with a cord. Sakuraba and Suzuki head back to the ring while Yano and Izuka continue to brawl around the building. Suzuka with a chop to Sakuraba, then chokes him against the barricade. Back in, Izuka stomps away at Yano, then chokes him some more. Ref is with Izuka, checking on him, allowing Suzuka to choke Yano again. Suzuki is back in with a half crab along with an arm bar applied to Yano. Crowd is chanting for Yano. Yano gets in the rope. Suzuki stomps away at Yano, then taunts Sakuraba. Suzuki draws Sakuraba in, allowing him to choke Yano again. Izuka sends Sakuraba into the crowd and throws him into a bunch of chairs. Suzuki with more kicks at Yano. And then Izuka is in. Then he hangs Yano over the ropes with a mic cord while the ref is with Suzuki. The ref finally sees it and removes the cord from Yano. Izuka then wraps the mic cord around himself. Izuka with more stomps to Yano and gains an near fall. Sakuraba knocks off the apron. Then Izuka with a back plug to Yano. Yano fought back, but Izuka rakes the eyes. Yano with another drop toe hold, sending Izuka into the ropes. Then Sakuraba with a big right hand to Izuka from the outside. Izuka chokes him with a mic cord. Then vertical atomic drop. Suzuki tags in. Suzuki with a running boot in the corner, followed by a snapmare and a PK for a near fall. Key lock applied, but Sakuraba gets free and locks in an arm triangle. Suzuki gets free and goes for the choke, but goes for the gotch pile driver, but Yano broke it up. Sakuraba lock applied to Suzuki as Yano and Izuka brawl. Izuka breaks up the submission by choking Sakuraba with a string. Yano is in, and Sakuraba removes the padding from the turnbuckles. Yano is into the exposed turnbuckle. Then Suzuki with a kick to the back. Suzuki blocks being sent into the exposed turnbuckle. Exposed. Then hits a series of forearms. Yano pulls him down by his hair, but Izuka nails him from behind. Yano with a shot to Izuka. Then hits a kick down low to Suzuki. Akiari cradled by Yano, but Izuka pulls out the referee before he can count the 3 count. Chair is thrown in and nails Suzuki, and Suzuki nails Sakuraba with it off the apron, then back to Yano. Suzuki with a choke to Yano, then Izuki nails Yano with the iron fingers while the referee is down. Izuka throws the ref back in. Gotch pile driver by Suzuki as Yano for the pinfall. Suzuki holds Sakuraba to so that Izuka can nail him with the iron fingers afterwards. Suzuki then lays out Sakuraba with a gotch pile driver again. Taka comes in and makes the fall. 3 count for Suzuki on Sakuraba. Suzuki Gun stands tall, celebrating their win. Never champion, the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, with Geto versus IWGP champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and Mr. Rated R, Yuji Takahashi. Okada and Styles starts things off. Styles takes down Okada and works over his arm. Okada counters out with a head scissors and turns over to put more torque on the hold. Styles gets free with a kip up. Styles talks the crowd. Okada backs Styles in the corner and does his pat on the chest. Styles with a gut shot and a chop and a right hand. Styles placed up top. But he kicks Okada to break free. Styles goes for a Styles flash, but Okada gets out. Okada goes for the Rainmaker, but Styles counters with a backside for a near fall. Okada with a roll up for a near fall. Styles with a right hand and a chop. Okada comes back in with a back body drop. Ishii and Takahashi tags in. Takahashi with a gut kick and a series of forearms. Both back each other into the ropes with shoulder tackles, and then Ishii with a big shoulder tackle. Ishii with a side headlock, but Takahashi bites his hand. Ishii with a right hand, and then Takahashi drops down to the outside. Takahashi plays cat and mouse with Ishii, but Ishii catches a kick and shoos Takahashi off. Ishii with a series of chops in the corner, then both break each other's eyes. Takahashi avoids a corner charge. It's a corner clothesline. Takahashi in with a buckle bomb, sending Ishii head first off the bottom of the turnbuckle. Ishii sent off the turnbuckles. Takahashi will stomp and forearm to Ishii in the corner and then chokes him with his boot. Styles are tagged in. Elbow to the back of Ishii's head. Slam and a leaping knee drop by Styles for a near fall. Ishii sent off the turnbuckles again. Takahashi tags in and Ishii fights back. Takahashi with slaps to Ishii. Taunting him, Ishii fights back, but Takahashi with a boot to the face, slam by, but Okada broke up the pin. Styles tags in. Bridging Indian Deathlock applied. Okada comes in to break up the submission. Ishii fights back from underneath, then fires up in Styles' face when Styles hits a series of forearms. Styles off the ropes, but Ishii catches him with a power slam. Okada tags in, back elbow to Styles. Takahashi knocks off the apron. One man flapjack to Styles, followed by a kip up, running knee to the ribs, but Styles slips out of a DDT and hits a knee to the ribs. Pump handle gut buster by Styles. Then calls for a Styles splash, but Okada counters with an emerald Trojan across the knee. Okada with a slam. Then hits up top, hits an elbow drop. Okada motions for the Rainmaker, but Takahashi nails Okada from behind. Okada with a big boot to Takahashi. Styles with a spot kick and a chop to Okada, followed by a standing board buster. Styles off the ropes, but Okada catches him with a picture-perfect drop kick. Okada goes for the Rainmaker, but Styles avoids it and hits a series of rapid-fire strikes, ending with a spinning back fist and a big clothesline. Ishii and Takahashi are both in. Takahashi with a running boot in the corner on Ishii, then slaps him some more to taunt him. Series of forearms, but it only fires him up. Ishii with a big forearm, then a corner clothesline. Ishii goes up top with Takahashi and hits a superplex for a near fall. Takahashi with a series of forearms, but Ishii with a big knee. Ishii off the ropes, but Takahashi catches him with a hot shot across the top rope. Ishii blocks the deadlift German, but Takahashi gets a boot. Ishii with a series of forearms, but Takahashi with an Olympic slam. Okada floats up the pin. Styles then sends Okada to the outside. Takahashi with another forearm. Then taunts the crowd. Takahashi off the ropes, but Ishii catches him with a big clothesline. Last ride powerbomb for a near fall. Ishii goes for the brain buster, but Takahashi counters with a fisherman's buster. Deadlift German to Takahashi for a near fall. Takahashi with two clothesline, but Ishii does not go down. Big headbutt and a big clothesline by Ishii for a near fall. Takahashi slips out of brain buster. Then Styles with a springboard forearm to Ishii. Okada with forearms to Styles, then hits the big boot. Styles pulls down the top rope, sending Okada to the outside. Styles holds Ishii for Takahashi, but Ishii ducks and Takahashi accidentally nails Styles. And Ishii sends Styles into Takahashi and hits him with both headbutts. Styles avoids the clothesline and hits Ishii with a Pele kick. Then Takahashi with a clothesline. And then Widowmaker, Miami Shine by Takahashi to Ishii for the win. And your tag team of AJ Styles and Mr. Rated R, Yoshihiro Takahashi by pinfall win the match. Bullet Club celebrate their win afterwards, with Takahashi holding up Ishii's never title belt. Styles and Okada have a stare down before Okada leaves. IWGP Tag Team title match. Ace, the Ace of the Universe, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and the Unchained Gorilla, Togi Makabe, versus Luke Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson. Not Gallows, the former Luke Gallows, not Gallows. Anderson throws a shirt at Tanahashi, not Takahashi, Tanahashi, before the bell. Tanahashi and Anderson started off the match. Tanahashi with a side headlock into a hammerlock. Tanahashi with a side headlock takeover. Anderson with his head scissors to get out. Tanahashi with a tip up to get free. Tanahashi does some air guitar to top Anderson. Tanahashi goes back to the outside, back to the side headlock, but Anderson grabs his hair. Tanahashi with a series of sledges to the ribs, but Gallows pulls his hair from the apron. Anderson with a series of uppercuts, then bites his forehead in the corner and taunts the crowd. Anderson runs into a back elbow. Then Tanahashi with a crossbody off the middle ropes, Makabe in. But Anderson quickly gets free and tags in Gallows. Gallows talks trash at Makabe, but no one goes down off 3 shoulder tackle attempts. Gallows with a big right hand to the injured jaw of Makabe. Tanahashi quickly tags in as Makabe drops down, goes to the outside. Anderson tags in. A series of uppercuts to Tanahashi. Tanahashi with an arm drag and then a drop kick. As Gallows catches Tanahashi off a crossbody, and Anderson with a kick that sends Tanahashi to the outside. Gallows knocks Makabe off the apron. Sends him to the barricade and hits another big right hand to the injured jaw. Gallows then grabs a piece of the barricade and drops in across Makabe several times. Makabe is still holding his jaw as Gallows then chucks Makabe with his own chain, followed by another right hand to the injured jaw. Anderson hits Tanahashi with an apron powerbomb. Gallows and Gunn taunt the crowd while the referee begins the 20 count on King Ace. Tanahashi just barely gets back in on the count of 20. Anderson stomps away at Tanahashi and then unloads the right hands from the mount. Gallows is in, snap suplex at Tanahashi while Anderson sends Makabe into the barricade. Series of elbow drops on Anderson with an uppercut. Anderson avoids the Tanahashi drop kick, but Tanahashi avoids an Anderson back senton. Tanahashi goes to make a tag, but Makabe is still down on the outside. Gallows is in, stomps away at Tanahashi. Anderson is in, but Tanahashi fights out of the Gallows and Gunn corner. Anderson breaks Tanahashi's eyes, but Tanahashi comes back with a flying forearm. Makabe is in now, knocks Gallows off the apron. Series of corner clotheslines to Anderson, followed by 10 punches in the corner. Northern Lights for a near fall. Anderson blocks a German suplex, but Makabe with a clothesline for a near fall. Makabe goes for another clothesline, but Anderson catches him with a spine buster. Gallows is in, but no one goes down multiple times off of stereo clotheslines. Gallows with a gut kick, but misses a clothesline. Makabe nails him with a big clothesline. Tanahashi in. Series of forearms and gut shots to Gallows. Drop kick to the knees, but Gallows catches a crossbody and back senton. Then Gallows with a big splash, but Makabe breaks up the pin. Gallows with another right hand to the injured jaw of Makabe. Anderson with a TKO to Tanahashi for a near fall. Gallows and Gunn go for the magic killer, but Makabe breaks it up. Makabe clotheslines Gallows in the corner and hits a clothesline to Anderson. Tanahashi hits a sling blade on Anderson, then goes up top. Tanahashi goes for a high flying flow, but Anderson gets the knees up and then cradle Tanahashi for a near fall. Gallows with another shot to Makabe's jaw on the outside. Tanahashi slips out of a Bernard driver, but Anderson blocks the dragon. Tanahashi slips out of the Gun stun, and another Bernard driver attempt and hits the dragon screw. Maybe Makabe in, but Anderson goes to the boot off the charge. Gallows with a double sledge from behind. Makabe avoids Gallows and Gunn double clothesline to Gallows and Gunn. Tanahashi wipes out Gallows with a slingshot plancha. Then Makabe with a power bomb to Anderson for a near fall. Makabe with a death rally driver. Then Tanahashi hits up top and then hits the high fly flow. Makabe heads up top. But as the referee is checking on Tanahashi, Gallows nails Makabe in the back with a chair, knocking him off the ropes. Gallows then grabs Tanahashi and nails him with a chair shot to the back. In the ring, Gallows hits the Makabe with the Gallows pole. Then Anderson covers Makabe, but Makabe kicks out. Gallows and Gunn go for the magic killer of Makabe, but Tanahashi broke up the pin. Tanahashi with a series of gut shots and the jawbreaker to Gallows. Tanahashi off the ropes and goes for the sling blade, but Gallows catches him. Magic killer by Gallows and Gunn to Tanahashi. Sending him to the outside, Makabe fights back on Gallows and Gunn and goes off the ropes, but Anderson catches him with a gun stun. Then the magic killer on Makabe by Gallows to retain the title. Main event for the IWGP Intercontinental title. The under-loss Bad Luck Fail with Tama Tonga versus the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Feeling out process early on. Fail with a head and arm choke. But Nakamura gets free, backs him in the corner, and then plays with Fail and mocks his pose. Nakamura with a series of knees to the ribs in the corner, but Fail stops the shaky leg to hang in the corner by pushing him off, then mowing him over with a shoulder tackle, sending Nakamura to the outside. Tonga goes after Nakamura, but Nakamura fights back. Fail nails Nakamura from behind, but then Nakamura sends Fail into the barricade. Nakamura charges in, but Fail nails him with a shoulder tackle. Fail sends Nakamura into the barricade, then clotheslines him over the barricade and into the crowd. Fail sends Nakamura into a bunch of chairs, then hits a back club. Ref begins a 20 count as Fail gets back in. Nakamura gets back in at the count of 13. Fail stands on Nakamura's back, using runs for leverage. Fail gains a near fall. Fail drives his knee into Nakamura's back and applies a chin lock. Fail pulls Nakamura's hair, then sends Nakamura into the turnbuckle. Fail with a series of gut shots, followed by a forearm, but that wakes up Nakamura. More forearms by Fail, then Nakamura spits at him, causing Fail to unload with back clubs. Nakamura comes back with a knee to the ribs and a back heel kick. Nakamura with another knee to the ribs. Then they exchange strikes. With Nakamura gaining advantage, series of chest kicks by Nakamura, followed by the shaky leg thing in the corner. Nakamura places Fail across the top rope, but Fail avoids the running knee to the ribs and sends Nakamura off the turnbuckles. Nakamura blocks a suplex to the outside and hits a head kick, followed by a draping DDT for a near fall. Nakamura kicks at Fail, then hits a series of looping knee strikes to the head, followed by a leaping knee drop to the back of Fail's head for a near fall. Front cancel applied by Nakamura. Fail then counters out with a delayed suplex. Another strike exchange. Then Fail with a gut shot. Fail with an avalanche and a Samoan drop for a near fall. Fail with a big splash across the back of Nakamura. Then another one across the chest for a near fall. Fail calls for the grenade and goozles Nakamura, but Nakamura counters with a knee strike. Fail misses the clothesline, and then Nakamura hits a one-legged drop kick. Nakamura with an insecurity, then places Fail across the top rope and hits a trifecta of running knees to the ribs. Nakamura calls for the Bomoye, but Fail catches him coming in with a big clothesline. Fail hits the grenade, but Nakamura kicks out. Fail calls for the Bad Luck Fall, but Nakamura slips out. Fail with an avalanche to the back of Nakamura. In the corner, then heads up top. Nakamura stops him and hits a head kick. Nakamura goes up top again with Fail and hits a superplex. Nakamura with a backstabber. Then locks in a choke. Fail gets to his feet. Then fights out of a reverse suplex. Nakamura with a knee to the ribs. Then hits the reverse suplex with Fail landing right on his head. Nakamura goes to the middle rope and hits the second rope. Bomoye. Second Bomoye, but Fail kicks out. Nakamura goes for a third Bomoye, but Fail catches him with a spear. Another strike exchange. Then Fail goozles Nakamura, but Nakamura with a series of forearms. Fail tries again, but Nakamura with another forearm. Fail double goozles Nakamura, then blocks a Rana and hits a power bomb for a near fall. Fail with another Samoan drop. Then heads up top, Samoan splash by Fail. Nakamura kicks out. Somehow, Bad Luck Fall for the 1, 2, 3 new champion. Winner and new IWGP Intercontinental Champion, the Underboss, Bad Luck Fail by pinfall. Bullet Club comes out afterwards to celebrate fail title win while Nakamura checked on by attendants. Apparently he may be injured and he is stretched out. Let's call Anderson Razamite. Anderson says that the Bullet Club will continue to dominate New Japan and go after every single title belt until they have them all. And that closes that particular show. And I will do Chikara results from Diamonds Are Forever event from Chicago, Illinois. Results courtesy of PW Pondering, Chuck Taylor Pin Shinrun, Jervis Cottonbelly, and Marion Fontaine beat El Hijo del Ice Cream and Ice Cream Jr. Match number 3, Max Smashmaster defeated Jojo Bravo. Match number 4, Blind Rage defeated Fishhead. Match number 5, Oliver Grimsley and Otheka. The Quiet defeated Oberion and Kodama. Juan Francisco de Coronado defeated Billy Rock. Fire Ant and Silver Ant defeated Orbit Adventure and Missile Assault. Jimmy Jacobs defeated Eddie Kingston. Match number 9, Archibald Peck, Shane Matthews, and Scott Parker fought Die Bruderschaft de Cruces to a DQ when the Auditorium interfered. And your main event for that match, Archibald, Shane Matthews, Scott Parker, and the Batteria defeated Die Bruderschaft de Cruces and the Auditorium in a 10-man match. Chikara Quantum Rosales event from Chicago, Illinois. Results courtesy of PW Pondering. Match number 1, Dasher Hatfield and Mr. Touchdown defeated Evan Gilistico and Gary the Bam All. Alphadian defeated Heidi Lovelace. Latvian Proud Oak and Lithuanian Snow Troll defeated Mr. Azerbaijan and Prakash Shabar. Worker Ant defeated Deviant. Jigsaw and Shard beat Eric Cannon and Darren Corbin. Match number 6 for Letariat, Boer of Moldova beat Estonian Thunderfrog. And your main event, Special Envoy defeated Devastation Corporation. Okay, seems like an old one from World Class Championship Wrestling. And that will conclude my 3 indie fan results of Chikara event and New Japan Pro Wrestling for this video. Thanks again. Peace out. God bless. See you when I want to be you. If you didn't know, you better call me, bro.